On this episode of Walk the Plank, we go behind the scenes of Dead and Buried Treasures as always, and we take some calls and figure out who Richard Boone is.
I was going to bring it up anyway. Right before we went on the air, Rich looks at me and goes, "All right, we're going to do Bury the Living with this Richard Boone guy, whoever the hell that is." I'm like, back in the day, Richard Boone was a star, not like in the Jimmy Stewart, Clark Gable, Jimmy Cagney category, but I mean he was a semi-draw, for his time, But like it's just like in last week's show when Adriana goes, "Tom Cruise, who the hell is that?" That's a true story.
Yeah, well,
it's just a generation gap,
She definitely wouldn't know who Richard Boone is.
No, I'm not sure I remember any other movies than this one tonight.
Well, that's what we're going to explore tonight. So stick around. We got some good stuff coming up.
That's to be said, maybe.
We got some fair stuff coming up.
There you go.
Stick around. Welcome to Walk the Plank, the Dead and Buried Treasures pre-show.
There it is.
There it is.
You're at home, right? You're not seeing all the stuff here as soon as they say 3. And we're live.
Yeah.
We're like, what? Who was Richard Boone? He says, "Welcome to the Dead and Buried." What was it, the Pred and Dairy Jeasures? Or oh my God.
Yep. I'm your host.
This is live, folks. Even better than this.
Oh, yeah. I'm your host, Rich Pangy. This guy here is Eric Sprowls.
As you can see.
As you can see.
Yep. Another show.
Yeah. Done.
Let's go on a checklist.
Yeah.
Yeah, we open the show,
Yeah,
say the name, I think.
Done. All right. Collect my paycheck, go home. Oh, wait, I'm not getting paid.
Right. Yeah.
You get what you pay for, folks.
That's right, that's it. So right now you're getting nothing.
Yeah. So...
Oh, man.
Yeah, well, tonight's movie is I Bury the Living with Richard Boone. I believe he was Daniel Boone's brother.
It's so old you'd think so, right? Maybe they're both in it.
Yeah, that's 1958, so that's way before my time. So.
It was actually a really good movie, though.
Yeah.
To watch once or a couple. Maybe you could watch it again. It's good. You know what it's about? Have you seen it?
I've not seen it. This will be a first for me, so I'm pretty excited. Go ahead, give us a rundown.
Richard Boone is plays Robert Kraft, and he's a cemetery director, and he decides where all the bodies go and all the plots and everything, and he has like a whole map of the whole cemetery laid out, and he has white pins wherever there's plots that no one's in yet, and the black pins represent people who are obviously in the cemetery plots. I mean, he puts the pins up, and then he and his friend go off his friend and his wife go off on a honeymoon, and they die. And he says, "Oh my God, the black pins were up the whole time."
7 pins went in, and the 7 people died. Not 1, 7. Who put in those pins? You did, all 7. Maps and pins can't kill alone. The power of a human brain has to be behind them.
He finally figures, if the map takes them away, I can bring them back. What if I put the white pins back where they were and can bring them back? And this is before zombie movies.
Yeah.
And it's like, it was kind of interesting to see what happened. You see the Earth coming up, and you're thinking, ooh, it's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
But it has a logical conclusion at the end, almost like a whodunit, and it's really neat how they crafted it. No pun intended, because that's the name of the character, Robert Kraft. Know how they crafted it and put it all together.
Wow.
It's good stuff.
That sounds really interesting. I can't wait to see that one.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Mm-hmm. So, speaking of which, this is part of a huge storyline that you've been running.
Yep.
So tell us a little bit about that for Captain Calico Drake and his crew.
Well, I like to do like a mythology. I was a big fan of the X-Files, as your wife is. I don't know. Did you like the X-Files?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the X-Files.
Not as big of a fan as you and her, but
I
did
loved
watch it.
that show. I was obsessed with that show. I was in the fan club, the magazines, and the whole bit. It's a shame that it met the end that it ultimately did.
Mm-hmm.
But you'd think that Chris Carter would take a hint. When you bring back the show, it'd be nice to wrap it up.
Right.
He just said, nope, we're just doing more episodes. I'm like, what are you thinking? So the nice thing about it that I liked was the mythology. Well, we have a mythology we started in our last episode that we had continued into this episode with the siren in the bottle, and we want to start telling a little bit about what the island is about.
Mm-hmm.
The island of dead and buried treasures, and what it's about, and why you can host movies. And we're doing all this. The nice thing about horror host shows is the fact that even supposed to be clowning around, you still want to have some kind of level of respectability with interesting plots that
Right.
makes you think. So we brought her on board. This is the siren, or else the prop we had created for about her. And if you look close, it's literally some palm trees and some sand and some glitter. I don't know if you get a good shot of that or not.
Mm-hmm.
The chroma key behind might screw with it, and it just kind of makes it cute and fun. And so she talks, and that's what happened. We introduced in our mythology her point on the show
Mhm.
in the last episode when we did Chopping Mall.
Okay.
And so now we start to get into the crux of it as to, okay, we've told you about what she is. She's like a guardian or a caretaker, but she speaks through the bottle. You haven't seen her yet.
Mm-hmm.
And now we want to introduce about her connection to the island, what the island is about, what goes on with the island, and you're going to find a lot of that kind of stuff happening this week, because even though we reveal a lot this week, we reveal even more and more as we go on.
Wow.
So it'll be a lot of fun, I think. So it'll be a nice mythology continuation.
Wow. That's great.
Yeah.
And she's going to be a reoccurring character?
Yes. Yeah, she's going to be something you don't know
nice.
exactly what just yet, but she's going to be on every once in a while. And she's like a guardian of the island who also warns about the island, and she takes Captain Drake and the crew to the island to reveal what it's all about. And
Wow.
that's kind of what we do tonight, and her connection to it.
Wow, that sounds great.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it should be. So you guys make sure you stick around after this pre-show, because you're going to want to watch this.
Oh, yeah.
Great movie, and an awesome storyline going here with Captain Calico Drake and the crew.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the whole night will be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of fun, I know this is one of your fun parts of the show, segments, if you will,
Mhm.
and that's taking callers, because
I do. I
now
love-
I'm seeing, there's a lot of people here. We got a lot of people waiting.
I do like taking calls because I like talking to people.
Yeah.
And that's probably a lot of my downfall. A lot of people tell me you talk too much, and I do. I know I get it. But I love talking to people and seeing what their thoughts are on things. So this actually is one of my favorite parts of the show.
Yeah, I
Because
know.
we get to talk to some of the fans and get a little feedback on what's going on.
Right.
You know?
No, he told me once before that if he could, he'd just do away with the host and he'd just take all the calls.
Yeah,
For
I
the
really
whole half hour.
because the fan, when you guys make phone calls to us, because the queue's already lit up.
Yeah, right.
Almost
And
the entire
never,
crew.
We never could
Queue.
get to all of them, unfortunately.
Yeah, and if we don't get to your calls, please leave a message, leave a voicemail,
Yeah, 'cause
call
we'll
us
use
back.
them. We'll use
If you
them.
call in and you get a voicemail, that's because the queue's full. So please
Yeah,
leave
so
a
just
message.
leave a message and we'll use it next time.
And we try to get to them as much as we can, but
Mhm.
that's how you guys help us generate the show.
Right. So,
So
with that being said, we got to get started here.
yeah, I love it. I love it.
So our first call is coming from Harrisburg. This is Deborah from
Really?
Harrisburg. Yeah.
Okay.
All the way from Harrisburg. Deborah.
Hi, Rich. Hi, Eric.
Hello.
Hi,
Thanks
Deborah.
for taking my call.
Sure.
My kids and I have been watching this show since the beginning, and my daughter asked me, how did Captain Calico Drake get his name? And, I thought, what better way to get an answer than with your call-in line? So we were wondering, how did you get the name for Captain Drake? Is he an actual pirate captain from history, or inspired by one? And also, the name of the ship, the Swashbuckler's Haunt. Was that a real ship?
Well, to answer your first question first, let me think there for a second. This has been a while.
It's been a while, huh?
I got the idea from combining two pirates' names. Obviously, I wanted to have like Captain something quick, like Captain. And Jack is the most common name. You can't have Captain Jack because of Johnny Depp's Captain Jack. And then like, well, what do you use? So what's like Jack? And so I thought Drake's that. And there was a Captain Calico Drake who was a pirate.
Oh, really?
And I thought, well, I don't want to have Calico. I love the name Calico. And I love the name Drake, but I don't want to use an actual pirate. So I did a little bit more research, and I found out there was a Francis Drake and a Captain Calico Jack. So Francis Drake, I think, was in the late 1500s. 1596 was his ultimate reign. And I think Calico Jack, I'm not sure of the time when that was, but it was in the 1600s. But so I combined the two. I dropped Francis and I dropped Jack, and I came up with Calico Drake. And that was kind of the rest was history. Now, as far as the boat, I wanted something that was kind of ghost-like, but also piratey.
Yeah.
And when you think of pirate films, like
Swashbucklers.
you think swashbucklers.
Right.
I said, okay, swashbuckler, the swashbuckler. No, that sounds weird. And I remember there's like a couple of names now, like the Black Pearl, with the Pirates of the Caribbean. There's other ships like that with multiple names. And I thought, okay, swashbuckler. Like maybe something swashbuckler. And I said, how about swashbucklers? And I thought haunt was perfect because we host monster movies, like ghost stories. So I thought, okay, we'll just go with the swashbucklers haunt, and that's how it kind of materialized. And then I kept Jack for the cockatoo. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So
I figured that's where you got that one.
Yeah. I kept it was kind of like my salute to. I loved the first Pirates of the Caribbean. I thought it was a 10.
Yeah, it was
perfect.
Great movie.
And then the ones afterwards,
they weren't bad.
They weren't bad, but that first one, I think probably. The reason is that when they made the first movie, Johnny Depp was like a background character, which made him shine.
Right.
But then when they made him the star, it was like,
yeah.
But I that's kind of how my name and Jack's name evolved. And then Davy Bones was to play with Davy Jones,
right.
and and I'm not sure how we came up with. Well, I'm trying to think. Later on the show, we have a couple episodes that you have not seen yet. With Gertie. I can't remember when she came on board, but we came up with another character for sex appeal on the show. Thank you for you and your wife for that.
Do what I can.
So, yeah, thanks a lot. Here, get out there, act. Right? But I can't remember how we came up with that name, but that's how we came up with the captain name.
Very good.
Yep.
We got some other callers here. We're gonna go.
I cut my answers short because
Yeah, I mean, come on, man.
I know there's so many. That's a full queue.
It is. I know. So we got we're going to Erie with Andy. Erie Andy.
How you doing, Andy?
Hey there. My name's Andy. Just moved out here, Pittsburgh, about a year and a half ago, and really enjoying the show. All right, Mom. Hold on. I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone with Aaron. The guy we watch on Friday night, the Dead and Buried Treasure show.
You have problems up there, Andy?
Big fans of the show, obviously.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Me and my mother, we actually watch a show every Friday night.
Right.
And I actually bought some of your merchandise. I got some leggings for mine here. You won't want to see what that looks like.
I'll take your word.
And I got myself a T-shirt.
Oh, that's awesome.
I've been hearing a lot about the fan club. What's the deal with the fan club, man? We got this going on or what? I want to join your fan club. I think what you guys do is amazing. I love your pre-show. It's awesome. So, what's the details on the fan club? When can we join this thing here?
All
right.
All right. Well, to answer that question, the fan club. Thank you, Andy. The fan club is ready to roll.
Should be rolling out soon.
Within the next month.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know what that means, is we started. We didn't. Phoenix Comics and Toys started a fan club for us, and that's how I guess Andy saw us. You say calling from Erie?
Yeah.
Erie? Yeah, so they see a lot of these first couple calls apparently aren't even in the Pittsburgh area. So
Right,
they're
so-
seeing this out on YouTube and the Vortex.
Right. And,
and
probably Facebook.
the Monster Channel,
Right.
WTMC,
Mhm.
Erie Late Night Television. So
Mhm.
that's how they're probably seeing them. But anyway, to answer your question, they started a fan club at Phoenix Comics and Toys, and you get a decoder statue, which is a replica of Captain Drake and Jack.
Mhm.
That and you also get like an 8x10 photo that's customized, personalized by myself, by Drake, and a welcome letter, a certificate of authenticity. What am I forgetting? The decoder,
Mhm.
or the keychain that comes in the decoder. Anyway, the decoder statue. They just got the first ones done, and you can actually open it. You turn. I wear a sword on the statue, so when you turn it, at the bottom there's a red dot. If you line the sword up with the red dot, you turn the decoder. It's like drink your Ovaltine and
Right.
the Christmas Story, you know, and it'll reveal messages that you can only get to decode if you are a member of the fan club, and if you get the answers right, you can win prizes on the show.
Yeah, exclusive to members.
Yeah, exclusive only to members,
Right,
because
right.
we're going to show this during the show,
Mhm.
and unless you're a member, you're not going to be able to decode the message. It'll just be gibberish on your screen and say, well,
Right.
you got to become a member of the fan club.
Yeah.
And it's not a bad price either,
Mm-mm.
because it's fairly cheap considering shipping and the statue and the craft and the
Right.
artwork on it and all the work he's done and that Phoenix Comics and Toys has done.
Mhm.
So my advice to you is to Google or Yahoo, whatever you wanted to do, Phoenix Comics and Toys.
Yeah.
And they'll have details on their site about the fan club. But that's essentially what it's all about. And you'll help Captain Drake and his crew discover some keys to future episodes. And it's kind of neat, too, that Andy, right? Was
Yes.
Andy? That thank you for buying the merchandise at Redbubble.
Oh, yeah.
Redbubble is another merchant who makes T-shirts, hoodies, laptop sleeves, shower curtains, socks,
Everything.
leggings for Ma.
Leggings for Ma.
Right. And all of the proceeds from that go to the ASPCA or the Humane Society animal shelters.
Mhm.
So if we don't make a dime, I have to buy my own stuff there. I have to buy
Right.
my own stuff too with the fan club.
Yeah.
So but
Yeah,
as
so-
far as Redbubble, all of the proceeds go to charity, and that's really a nice thing to do.
Yeah.
You know.
So
That's a little bit about the fan club, Andy. Thank you.
Yeah. Where are we going here? We're going to Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay.
CMU. Dana's
somebody's-
calling from CMU. Not
Nice.
my
You
Dana,
know,
but-
how you doing,
Hey,
Dana?
thanks for taking my call.
Hi, guys.
I'm a local film student, and I was just wondering if you were ever going to show any Alfred Hitchcock movies.
Oh yeah. As a matter of fact, now some of his more notable ones, Rear Window, Vertigo, North by Northwest. Those are copyrighted
you're not gonna
by.
get those.
You're not going to get those.
Mhm.
Rear Window was I think I might have said that. It was a big one.
Mhm.
But some of his early stuff, the 39 Steps, Rope, Sabotage, Saboteur, the Jamaica Inn, are public domain.
Mhm.
So, but they're not monster movies. Those are like murder movies.
Like, yeah.
So I really would like to do a Hitchcock film in there somewhere. We only get to do, 12 a year?
Mhm.
So we have to be very careful in what we choose. But yes, the answer is yes, we will be doing Alfred Hitchcock. We kind of got roped into the Barbara Steele nonsense. Originally, on another network, Dead and Buried Treasure is seen on multiple venues, multiple channels. This one's right now, the one you're watching tonight will be seen in all of Fayette County and portions of Washington County. But on another network tonight, they were going to show Black Sunday, and we had to up the film to The Long Hair of Death. So you deal with copyrights and public domain stuff, and like sometimes YouTube will pull the movie and say you can't show that. Like, well, who are you? And it's like it says it can. And so there's a lot of things we have to go about. So I wish I could tell you exactly what Hitchcock film we would show, but I got a feeling I'm leaning toward the 39 Steps. I remember my mom and dad loved that movie.
Yeah.
And they said it was suspenseful and really cool, and they liked Hitchcock a lot. And I even wrote part of my thesis on him in college. So that's probably, we're leaning toward that one for now. So if we do that, that's what it'll be.
Well, very good.
Yeah,
Very good.
absolutely.
Let's see. We got Stan from Pittsburgh.
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 I like it. How you doing,
Hey
Stan?
guys, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
It's Eric. I love the pre-show off the plug as well as the actual main show, Dead and Buried Treasures.
Thank you.
Reason calling in, I have a question for Rich tonight. I enjoyed when you did the show, the big anniversary program, and I want to know, and for the natural, for the camera, during the show, and also the pre-show host, I wondered if there's a chance maybe you would be reappearing on the main show, maybe in some other capacity, on Dead and Buried Treasures, maybe playing a character. I think you're natural. I think you're good. And I think Eric will be a fool not to use you more. And it's,
That's true.
what do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Stan.
I think you're good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. What do you think?
Well, that's
Would
the
you
best
continue doing the
compliment.
villain?
Yeah, maybe.
You know,
Maybe. First of all, the anniversary show.
it hasn't aired on this.
It hasn't aired on
network
this one yet, yeah,
On
so-
CUTV yet.
If you're
It's
watching
coming.
this on television, then yeah, it hasn't aired yet. But if you're watching this on YouTube, then
Yeah.
you can go back and see the anniversary show, see what he's talking about.
As Dead and Buried Treasures gets bigger, we pick up more and more affiliates, more
Yeah.
and more networks to air on. And the one that you're watching now, which is California University's television station CUTV, and it covers Fayette County, portions of Washington.
Mhm.
But as far as the anniversary show, it's already aired on BPTV in Bethel Park, PCTV in Pittsburgh, the Monster Channel, which is worldwide. It's on YouTube. So
Yeah, so check
see
out
there.
Dead and Buried Treasures on
But
YouTube.
to answer his question, would you consider coming back and doing that villain again?
I don't know, maybe. It was a lot of fun.
I thought it was too. It was a
It was
blast.
fun.
And you know what the funny thing is? I originally wrote that role, not for you so much as like the skeleton guy,
Right.
Captain Walter Time,
Yeah.
which you haven't seen yet, but he plays a villain in an upcoming episode.
Spoiler.
And so, but when you played it, we actually slowed the video down a little bit, about
It was
from
pretty
100% like 95, 90%. So
Yeah.
it's like when he talks, he's like, "Hello, and now I'm evil.
Yeah.
I've got, what do you have again?
Cigar, a cigar, the tie, the ring,
The drink.
Yeah, evil.
Everybody that
Evil.
drinks is evil.
Yeah,
You know.
apparently.
Yeah. So I think you should. I think you found your niche.
Yeah, maybe. I enjoyed playing a bad guy.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Good.
Everybody enjoys playing the bad guy.
Well, of course, they're a lot
You
more
know.
fun.
Yeah, everybody enjoys the bad guy.
So we got time for one more call.
Okay.
This one, wow.
Oh, everybody's gonna be so disappointed. Sorry, guys.
Wow, this one's coming out from Des Moines, Iowa.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Des
So
Moines,
we-
Iowa.
We
How are
better
you?
we better make sure we take this one.
How are you tonight?
Hey, Eric. First off, I want to tell you that I love Dead and Buried Treasures. I've been watching you for almost a year now.
Oh, thank
It's
you.
a great show.
Thank you very much.
And then you got Walk the Plank, the pre-show. I love that show.
Thank
Yeah.
Give us a little insight to what's going on in your upcoming show, Dead and Buried Treasures. Now you got the post-show, Pirates Booty, and I'm loving this now. So hey, listen,
Mhm.
you're knocking them out of the park, buddy.
Oh, thank
I
you.
love 'em.
Appreciate
Now,
it.
Got a question for you, because you seem like to be the horror host with the mostest. So, Barbara Steele, she's hot.
Oh yeah.
I've
yeah.
always loved her.
Yep.
Everything. You know, I've watched her in several movies. One of my favorites being Black Sunday. What other movies has she been in? I mean, what
Oh.
movies would you recommend me looking up to check out, to watch? Because to be quite honest, you know, watching you guys with these movies and stuff like that, you know, you get me thinking, and I'm like, man, I need some more Barbara Steele in my life here. You know,
Don't we all?
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, shoot me back. Let me know.
well,
I appreciate it, man.
well.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
You're killing it.
To answer your question, Barbara Steele is, she's one of my favorites. I mean, she was making these horror films in the 60s for what they called the Italian cinema before she made the transition to the States with Vincent Price and Karloff and Christopher Lee. She was the golden girl for that kind of stuff. And some of the other movies, she does Black Sunday. She does Terror Creatures from the Grave. She does She-Beast. She did... Nightmare Castle. She did The Long Hair of Death. She did The Horrible Dr. Hitchcock. No relation to Alfred. I mean, she did so many of these, like Clint Eastwood did these Italian cinema films too.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about it. If you're a big Clint Eastwood fan, or you know those westerns. And they call it the Italian cinema. They call it spaghetti westerns.
Right.
Barbara Steele, the same way, but Clint Eastwood never talked very much.
Mm-hmm.
He was always just quiet.
Yeah.
But a lot of the guys
Man
when
of
they talked,
action.
it was a lot of the Godzilla movies when
Right.
they talked. Same thing with Barbara, but she had dialogue. So they were making these kind of movies in Italy about the same time Hollywood was making releases as well, and horror was a big genre. So a lot of them caught on, and that's how you got Barbara Steele on board. So a lot of those movies are really well done. We aired on another network on one of the other episodes, and I hope that answers your question a little bit. There was a lot of Barbara Steele films to watch, to choose from. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Thank you for the calls. Sorry we couldn't get to everybody.
Yeah, fast half hour.
Yeah, it always is.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to make this an hour show here pretty soon.
Yeah, you know what? They're asking about that over the. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
well, we have to do a couple of these. I'm like, all right. Well, we'll see.
So that is it. We got to go because you need to get to the movie tonight.
Who's in the movie? Daniel Boone.
Daniel Boone. Daniel Boone's brother.
About this because it was Richard Boone. He said Daniel Boone, whoever it is, he's
Daniel
an old
Boone,
guy.
yeah.
They're all probably dead.
It's his
now.
brother Richard Boone. Old Dick Booney. So stay tuned for I Bury the Living with Dick Booney.
Dick Boone. Booney.
Booney.
Probably shot out in the Boonies.
I think that sounds so much better than Richard Boone. Dick Booney.
That's like a private eye. Dick Boone.
Dick Booney, Private Eye.
I Bury the Living.
Yeah, you've never heard of me.
All right, we'll see you
Yeah.
next time on the show. Have a great one.
Enjoy the movie.
Man on a dead man's chest. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. Drinking the devil be done for the rest. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. The mate was faced by the bosun's spike. Bosun's brain with a marlin spike, and the cookie's throat was marred with light. And been gripped by fingers then, and they lay old boot that man like a break of